Hello, hello, hello. It's Jerry Seinfeld or something. Anyway, um, I just want to say some things about Obama and about Ron Paul and Rand Paul. Um, During the last week or so, uh, Rand Paul caught a lot of flack, and as um, as was said by Alex Jones and some other people. When you're close to the enemy, that's when you catch all the flack. And he did catch a whole lot of flack from all the major news stations, and that's because he's more into what's really going on. Like they're trying to say what he thinks about civil rights and all that, and even their own clips didn't say that he said he was against civil rights, but they keep pounding and pounding this thing because they're afraid of him. And they should be because he knows how corrupt the system is, the way it's set up. And with Obama, he's even talking about a new world order and stuff like that. Well, Ron Paul and Rand Paul are just totally the opposite, want a new world order. And, there's a lot of things that are wrong with the new world order, and I don't even see, um, I can see where some people might think it's a good thing because especially certain kings and queens and stuff because they can kind of keep everything. And he said, well, it wasn't me that lost my head; it was him. It was them over there. They lost their head. It wasn't our mistake. Anything we did, it was that one over there that lost their head. But the problem is that the countries are like firewalls, and they block, so that it's hard enough to manage one country, let alone, trying to, it takes more than one person. It takes a whole constitution and all different agencies just to control one country. Then you want to throw in all these other countries. I mean, there's just so many levels of why this is wrong. It's like if you go into a place and there's only one flavor of ice cream, you don't want just one flavor of ice cream, and it's trying to standardize everything to the point where everybody gets the same wages, and like Chinese type wages. You want Chinese type wages, and you want like the standardized constitution where you don't have any rights unless they're supposedly given to you, which in our constitution you have inalienable rights, which means they really aren't. They don't give you those rights. You have those rights. They're not something that's given to you by a government or by a banker like the Rothschilds. They don't. When you're given inalienable rights, it's not a banker's Rothschild. It's not. They're giving you telling you which rights you can have, and they're going to cap and trade everything to the point where they know just how much money you have. And if you say something, that hurts their little eardrums, then you get chopped off. Your credit gets chopped off because that hurt my ear. He knows about my lies. I better stop him. I better call him a terrorist. Because he knows what we're up to. Yeah, the whole thing is pathetic. These people that are they're trying to do things like they did centuries ago. They're trying to keep this old centuries old crap going. Where eventually, they had kings who got their heads chopped off every couple of years because they kept pulling the same crap over and over. Finally, they finally got some sense and started treating people decent, so they didn't get their own head chopped off. Yeah, that was back about 1200 in the 1200s where they got Magna Carta and stuff where they said, well, the person who's being accused has a right to know what they're being accused of and stuff like that. Now they're going all the way back to that century, the 12th century. Um, they're making just criminals out of themselves and out of everybody else by making where arbitrary laws, some laws for some people and some laws for other people, and well, these people can shelter their money and put these in tax havens or or just robbed from this particular fund where these people work their whole lives and all of a sudden they don't have that money because somebody took it out of that fund. Yeah, I get pissed off, and I you know, oh, but don't say that. That's scary. That's scary. Well, the truth is scary sometimes, but it's just the way it is. If we don't do something about this, we aren't going to have anything left. We hardly have anything left now. People think we do, but 10% unemployment is pathetic, and I think it's a lot higher than that, really. I mean, and you're not even talking about how many people are not working up to what they'd like to be, a full-time job, especially a full-time job that pays decent wages. The wages aren't keeping up at all with the price of food and gas. And gas actually is a story in itself because gas could still be at like 35 cents a gallon. Really, I know that sounds ridiculous, but it, the thing that makes every other price go up is usually energy costs because they do a lot of things priced on energy. Like some people, uh, their whole structure is based on energy. Like if you're a truck driver or a farmer or something like that, a lot of their cost is energy itself. You know, so and that's one thing that drives a lot of small farmers out of business and drove them out of business is the cost of energy. Kept climbing and climbing, and so and there's all these there, other things that are really pathetic too. But for these people just to think, like Obama, to think that a new world order will solve any problem, that's that. Does he think that every country's got a constitution like ours? No, they don't. And do you think we'll keep our constitution if we get into a new world order situation? No, we won't. Does he think that any leader will be a real leader and not just a puppet for the bankers? Maybe he enjoys being a puppet for the bankers because he gets his, he gets his booty, he gets his loot, you know. But that just makes him a traitor and a punk. And I don't care, what he thinks of it because that's what it is. If you can't stand up for our Constitution, you don't deserve to be in that office. And you might say you're sticking up for our Constitution by letting some prime minister from Mexico or something come in and preach to our Congress, but that's not the way that's not holding our up to our Constitution at all. That's that's why I say if you can't do the job, get out of the way. Let somebody get in there that knows what they're doing. Thank you very much.